We're going to talk about anything throughout this episode. I don't know. Remember, watch our episode, like it, share it, send it to a friend, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And all I watch on TV is football. Other than that, I watch Curse of Oak Island, which they dig for treasure and never find it.
Never even heard of it.
They're up in this place, Oak Island, up in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And apparently the Knights Templar or this old French sailor could have buried, I forget what they said the amount was, but it's a lot of silver from the French guy. And then the Knights Templar, they could actually prove there's Templar images on the island. And apparently in 1385, the Knights Templar escaped France and sailed the ocean and apparently went to Oak Island. And they think that they hid the Ark of the Covenant and all the gold from the Vatican that they were protecting.
And these guys are looking for it.
They've been looking for it for 200 years. And here's the thing. They've found a thing of wood 150 feet underground, has gold and silver in the water, high concentrations, but they haven't come up with any gold or anything yet. But they found something 150 feet.
Can't you get that in minerals, though? Like minerals in the land?
They're literally doing...
Especially you said it's in the Yukon. Where did you say it was?
Nova Scotia.
Oh, Nova Scotia. So it's all the way up.
Yeah.
You know, it's high up. So I don't know.
It's interesting.
It is. I get it.
I love those shows. I like Expedition with Josh Gates. I just like Josh Gates. I don't know why. He's just, I don't know. I like his voice. He does those like Expedition Unknown and stuff.
The amount of TV I've been getting to watch lately is.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't watch TV. The only thing I watch is football on regular TV.
Yeah, we've been watching the football.
That, I watch YouTube. I watch, all the podcasts now.
Doom scrolling on Instagram.
All night. Stay off of X, folks. Stay off of X. After 11 o'clock at night, stay off of X.
It's
true. It'll ruin your life. I haven't slept in weeks.
Yeah.
I'm up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
No,
scrolling like a jerk off all night long.
No.
And I got it. So last night, I don't know what happened. Like Samara's a little sick. One of her friends that she cheers with is sick as well. So we figure there's some kind of bug going around. I woke up with the nastiest headache this morning. But part of me wants to wonder if it's from me sitting there doom scrolling until 1:30 in the morning.
Well, you're not getting sleep.
But I'm also burning my freaking eyes out for 2 hours looking at a blue screen and going to bed. And now...
dude, listen, I tried to tell at 11 o'clock, all electronics off, right?
We've been doing 9:30 with Samara yesterday.
Yeah, well, and you could see it. Gavin fought us for weeks, but then once he started doing it, and we adjusted the time. I think it's like midnight or whatever, but but he's a teenager, so
there always has to be limits.
But by doing that, now he's going to bed by 1 o'clock in the morning. He's actually asleep, and usually sometimes even before that. But because of that, now he's getting up on his own. Boom, in the shower, getting ready for school. Like, you don't even have to tell him to get up, And then you can see it. His grades are getting better. The amount of effort in the gym and in football and the improvements he made, it's 100%. You need sleep. Everybody's like, "Oh, you don't need sleep."
No,
you need sleep. You need
at least 6 hours.
6 to 8 hours
Kids,
of sleep.
8.
Drink a lot of water, man. Lots and lots of water. You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces of water.
But what I've been doing at night, and like I've said, I've told this to you a bunch of times, is I take, now I'm actually doing something a little different, but I take, so the recipe is a 1/4 teaspoon of Celtic salt or Baja Gold salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then that goes in distilled water. So I've been using distilled the past month, because apparently distilled water will also pull toxins out of your body. So
Tastes horrible.
distilled?
Yeah.
No,
You're used to it by now. Oh wait, you're putting salt in it.
Yeah.
You're putting salt in it. That's why.
Because so when you distill it, you remove all the minerals.
It's just water.
And when I put the salt back in it, now I'm putting those minerals into the distilled. That's why I'm using distilled.
You know what you're doing? I just realized, you know what you're doing? You're making your own alkaline water.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I drink 2 solo cups of that every night. And then when I go to bed, I fill the solo cup again, and that's what I sip.
Oh, that's good. Dude, that's what keeps you healthy.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what.
It removes the toxins from your body.
I've been doing it for about 4 years now with the salt, for about 3 to 4 years. I think I started doing it when we moved into this house. The distilled has been 6 months. The baking soda, I was only putting a little baking soda in before. Now I do a lot. But I'll tell you
what I've been looking into?
Heartburn. I ate the Tums the other day because it was in my drawer, and I just wanted to eat a Tums because I like the flavor.
You were eating so much Tums that you're like, I actually like the taste of it.
I do.
It's disgusting.
They're like little candies. But ever since I started doing that, I'm telling you, my redness in my skin is gone. I just don't have any of the problems I was having before. Like the heartburn, I dealt with that for 2 decades at least. I couldn't eat pasta without having baking soda in it. I couldn't forget about orange juice. Like orange juice, I could put this much orange juice in a cup, and then I'd have to fill the rest of it up with water in order to get orange juice into my system because my heartburn was so bad all the time.
Jeez.
Now, I don't have no heartburn. Bathroom is way better. I don't have, the runs anymore, basically. Once in a while, and then I can narrow it down.
Yeah, because you're adjusting the pH in your body, you're hydrating yourself, and you're taking a small amount of salt because you need the salt, right? Because otherwise, you're just flushing everything out, and then you're actually, in a weird way, dehydrating yourself.
Yeah, well,
because you're drinking.
That's not true.
No, I mean, if you're just drinking straight water. I actually wound up a couple of years back. I was pounding so much water, just drinking as much as I could, thinking it's flushing everything out. And then I started getting bad leg cramps. And a friend of mine said, yeah, because you're drinking too much water. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even think it was possible. He's like, you are drinking so much water that you're washing the electrolytes out of your body.
That's why salt's important.
You have to put a little salt in, and it immediately saw a difference.
So that was the other part that I forgot about. So you remember how Mom used to get cramps all the time in her legs or hands?
Yep.
So I get that all the time too. That's one thing that I can guarantee you I got from her.
But it's a body chemistry thing too, though.
Yeah, but it was really weird.
And that's why the salt or those hydration drinks work.
Remember grinding all day? And you wake up the next morning, you're like, oh, what the fuck? And you're just sitting all day, and you can't wake up the next morning. You're like,
Now it takes me 5 steps before I can stand up after sitting in the chair too long or driving 2 hours.
This right hip, I don't know what it is, but I'm like walking like grandpa, and until like the first 15 minutes in the morning, I'm wobbled because my right hip now. There's something where it's it's obviously it's probably bone on bone or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to take the fish oil, you got to take the glucosamine. It helps with all of it, but it just sucks as getting old.
That was the other thing with the salt. Pretty much eliminated. Now I still will cramp once in a while, so I don't really put anything to that. But like during the summers, I was waking up multiple times at night with those toe cramps where you go like pull your toes back, otherwise you let go and it's like and it just spools up into a tight ball. I was getting those like every night, and that's when I started with the salt. Start researching it, found out white salt's really bad for you. Anything bleached, so white salt, white sugar, all that stuff. Once it's all bleached out like that, it's dead. So even with like white sugar, it's just bleached out. Now it's just sweet. There's no redeeming value whatsoever.
Right.
So I switched to raw sugar in the house. We don't have white sugar in the house anymore. No more white salt in the house. There's no iodized salt in my house anymore.
You don't need the iodized salt anymore because
Celtic salt on everything.
no, the whole iodized thing is because people weren't getting enough iodine in their system.
Yeah,
they were
they're
seeing
bleaching
with
and stripping that
goiters and all that.
Yeah.
But
They're bleaching and stripping the salt, and then they add iodine or whatever.
yeah, but you don't even need that. We get iodine through everything else all throughout our.
I take an iodine supplement.
Yeah, you don't even need it. That was so that it's like putting fluoride in the water.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Thing.
Did you see that?
With fluoride.
Oh, wait a minute.
No more toothpaste in my house. It's only xylitol and native.
I mean, you're not supposed to be drinking that anyway. But
no more fluoride toothpaste.
Check this out.
None.
The reason why we're smarter than a lot of the state is because Carteret didn't put fluoride in the water.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see what he said today? Bobby Kennedy said it at the thing. He said that one of them asked if he or something about his thing is that fluoride has been shown to reduce the IQ of people that have drank it throughout their lives.
Really, it calcifies your pineal gland.
Well, Carteret is one of the towns in New Jersey that don't put fluoride in their water.
Who's drinking I did is okay?
Yep. And that's why that's why I believe we have more dental, more visits to the dentist. I had the rotator cuff surgery, right? Rehabbed it, everything. Like, dude, I brought it right back to, I was just about, everything was almost 100%. I had doing plenty of pull-ups. Everything was good, So the one day I decided to start, I'm like, dude, not a problem doing pull-ups. So I'm like, I'm going to do monkey bars. I want to see, I want to do it. So I start doing it. And then, I don't know, whatever, about 20, 30 feet down, my shoulder dislocates to the inside and I feel something pop, right? So now this guy, I'm going to him for everything. He did my knee, he did my shoulder, and then here's my problem. I go there and I tell him what happened, and you're supposed to attack that. Like if chest muscle pops, you're supposed to do it like within a month or so, but no more than 3 months. And it kept on, everything was an excuse until finally it was too far gone, too far out of surgery. It was after a year, it was pretty much a year after the injury. And now he's like, yeah, not going to do anything for you. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and then now, so then he gave me a couple.
Way, it has to be fixed.
So that's what he said. Like, so you could exercise and work it out. So there's two options, and to be honest, I'm still not happy with it. But it's getting to be a point sufficient where, I could do. I'm strong enough to carry my own body weight, do pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and then in the gym. You're going to be limited no matter what. But
you're not going to be able to do that.
I don't know. The other option is the shoulder replacement surgery, and that I don't know. I'm thinking about it because I looked at it. What?
Last minute.
Yeah, I know, but
those things.
No. So the way the replacement surgery is, it takes away your rotator cuff. So then, because that's what holds your shoulder in, you don't need that anymore. So now, because that's all locked into a ball and socket, and then just your delts and your bicep there. So that's all got to get back together, and then they fix it that way.
So you wouldn't. I mean, the ball and socket would be titanium. So now you're not feeling it rub.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and then the muscles.
The back is the one that I really worry about.
Oh no, you want to avoid that one.
I don't ever want back. I mean, I'm having some problems in my neck, and then my lower back is just seized. So I'm fine with that. Like, you could feel like my lower back just doesn't move like it used to. Like Daddy's not throwing it back no more.
Well, yeah, and you know what?
From here down, it's straight now. It doesn't bend.
That's got to be age too, because one of the knuckles are still like, it's still like it doesn't bend as far as the others and everything, and then the back too. And everything
don't open all the way anymore.
It's age, man, and you got to stretch, dude. Like the stretching, I for a little bit I stopped. I wasn't stretching as much as I should have, and I started stretching again. Everything, the mobility's coming back. You got to stretch.
Oh, you know what we bought? We bought one of those. Speaking of all the
inversion table.
No, I wish. I bought one of those Coleman $400, $500 blow up hot tubs.
I thought you were going to say the ice bath.
No, I thought about the ice bath, but I like hot water. You know?
Would you put it out on the back?
No,
On
it's
the
in my
deck?
basement.
Oh, Jesus.
It's in the basement with a portable heater and a dehumidifier. Bro, we're white trashing it up. Shit in the morning, I'm floating. Just in my basement.
Oh, Jesus.
Yo, it's the best.
That's weird.
I love it. This is white trash heaven down there, boy. But it won't work in under 60 degrees. So what we're going to do is, once the mini excavator comes, I'm going to... That little back I have past the deck, there's a little area by the pool that looks like they had a koi pond over there. So I'm gonna
I
round
remember that.
out.
Yeah,
And
put
we're gonna
it
put
there.
pavers. Yeah, I'm gonna put pavers, probably about 8 foot from the edge of the deck.
Yeah,
all the
but
way.
you know what? I just thought about. Can you?
Yeah, we're gonna do a sunken. We're gonna do a sunken greenhouse.
No, you know what I just thought about. You know what I just thought about though. Could you put it over by the water heater side so that you don't have to deal with the piping and everything?
That's what I thought about that as well.
You know, and
The
then
only
you get
issue
hot
with
water
that-
out of there and
So,
make it easier to
yes,
get that
it would
thing
heat-
heated. It would heat the
everything
water,
easily.
and you're using less BTUs.
And I would cut less concrete to get to the piping. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, so in my concrete, and I think I figured out why they did it, but in my concrete, there's like every 8 feet, there's a slate piece on a diamond. So I think what they did was the diamonds are over, because it looks like it's every 8 to 10 feet. So I think it's wherever the joint. Now, if they were smart, I don't think pool guys are this smart. Sorry, Robbie. But
Sorry, Weasel.
yeah, but if they put the joints where the diamonds were, it would make it easier to fix everything underground. So I have 2 or 3 slate diamonds where
Yeah.
I think that if I dug out enough and then dug out underneath, I could tunnel under
Oh yeah.
and get to the diamond, tunnel under, get to the other
Yeah.
diamond, tunnel under. But it's a lot of work. If I put it on the
Either
other
way,
side,
it's a lot of work.
the only thing I'm going to do though, if I put it on the other side, I'm going to have to build like almost like an arbor over all of the pool stuff so that can continue over the jacuzzi and just make it one big arbor with just wood. You know, like it doesn't have to have a full cover, but just wood cover, put an arbor above it. And then we're going to put the gazebo in the back. But
That'd be nice.
put one on the side. But bro, full size hot tubs though, they're like $7 grand.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I like the hot tub that much. The $400 one does just fine.
No, but I think they have like smaller, still outside ones. You just got to drain. Sometimes you got to drain them in the winter.
I'll talk to the kid Robbie. He'll get me a scratch and dent one.
That's what I was gonna say. And they people sell them.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
want to use one.
why?
I mean, I could maticide it.
But I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I
but
could get a
the
scratch
other thing
and
too
dent.
is like, well,
Take
you're
$1,500.
putting all new piping in. The only thing is somebody sat in it before. You've never sat in a tub that somebody sat in before. Just friggin' clean it out and then friggin' rub your balls all over it and make it yours, and then you
So then
save
I
a
have
couple
somebody else's
grand.
balls all over my balls.
No, you cleaned it first.
True. I can maticide it. I mean, we can clean it with anything.
And,
I would
and the
just-
piping's going to be new, so
I mean, the heater's there.
yeah.
So I wouldn't need to pay for the heater. I would only need to pay for the unit. But that's in the summer, spring.
Yeah, hopefully this summer I'm going to get the greenhouse built.
Tell me, come over with the mini excavator. We're gonna dig down about 4 or 5 feet, the whole thing, and then we're gonna put your planters in, straight dirt, and then it's down far enough below the freeze line.
Yeah.
And then you put your stuff in there, so you would walk down into it. And then that part where you're like 3 or 4 feet down actually stays at like 55, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So it never really freezes.
Yeah.
like
And the other one that like,
And you don't go too
like,
high. So
if you're going to go that
don't
crazy, the other one that I like is exactly what you're talking about. But then underneath the floor of the floor of it, you run like 4 or 6 inch piping. No, like it's not really radiant. You run it through, like make a pass or like make a loop or two in the space, and you have one pipe shorter that's inside the greenhouse, and the tall pipe that's outside the greenhouse. And what it does is it's constantly taking the air from the ground and then natural convection. So
like geothermal.
Yep, and it's heating and cooling all at the same time, and giving a fresh giving fresh air all the time.
Yeah, the air doesn't get stagnant, so it still has carbon and everything to chew on.
Yeah. So
remember, watch our episode, like it, share it, send it to a friend, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff.